The difference in the type of people who are in hip-hop right now, and it's not necessarily the fact that hip-hop has changed so much, is that people don't understand that there were repercussions for things that used to be done in hip-hop. For example, remember when you were going to the stage, at any point in given time, there might be someone trying to do something to the person coming to the stage themselves, you know what I mean? And it was, if a person didn't have that DJ turntable right and the record kept skipping, there was problems that were attached to that. And when people were giving out advice, there were problems that are attached for giving out wrong advice and not doing things a certain way. So I like people, if you can, Chris, to tell them what type of people it were in hip-hop as opposed to the type of person in hip-hop there is right now.
Wow. Wow. You know, I was over here listening for about a good 25 minutes on the discussion, excuse my back, about the discussion about independent versus, I guess, going mainstream. And there was some strong things said. I mean, I see a lot of cameras. You know, I really hope you guys are getting what was actually said. Because, I mean, after 25 years of industry, I should say, just straight up work in music, a lot of what was said up here today was raw, no doubt, and very accurate. Very accurate. Those that got the full tape, I'm quite sure these brothers want 20%, sisters as well, because the information is valuable. But now to get to the question, what type of people? When I was standing over here listening, Wild Style was playing. Right now, the Freshest Kids is playing. But Wild Style was playing. And I said, you know, that's very interesting. Like, we're watching Wild Style and we're discussing an entirely different era of hip-hop altogether. Like a whole, like we are so out of context right now, it's not even funny. You watching Wild Style and you're looking, you're like, wow, yup, that's the Bronx, that's the early 80s. And when you look at Wild Style, the era of Wild Style, we had no idea that hip-hop would be a $10 billion industry yearly. No idea. No, like you can't, I mean, like, you gotta really stop for a minute and take in. Like, imagine you guys are holding up cameras right now, right? You holding up your camera. Now you're holding it up like this. You're right hand, he's left hand. No, you holding yours, so he got two hands on his, he got a hand on his, he got this. This is the example. The way they're holding their cameras, imagine 5 years from now, the way you hold your camera is now worth $10 billion. Not the camera, not what's on the camera. The way you hold the camera is worth $10 billion annually. And now you're scurrying to get back to those original ways a few random people held their camera. When you talk about what was the original people like that thought this up and acted, it was a full life. It was a whole lifestyle. One of the things we were talking about getting your money right in this particular, like if you're an MC, for instance, one thing I always say is, like, for me, MCing is a, it's part of my nature, it's part of my being. Whether I'm getting money for it or not, I'm going to spit that rhyme. But then you have to ask yourself, but then what is it that I'm going to get money from? You know, back in the days, we had jobs, straight up. MCs had jobs. We did that at night, and we did it on the weekend. But we worked hard all day. All day we worked. We had money. We rolled up to the gym. We were fresh. It wasn't like now, and this is all referring to the question. Who were we then in that sense? There was no industry, so there was nobody to lean on, so you had to do it yourself. I think that's the fundamental difference between then and now. You had to do it yourself, your clothes. You couldn't go somewhere and just buy them. You had to sit, rip your jacket a certain way, sit, write on your stuff a certain way, get your hat a certain way, get your kicks a certain way, and you had to do them all yourself. And so when you showed up, you were self-made all the way down from your rhyme to your clothing. You were self-made. Now that's self-made. Now imagine 100 people self-made, but the mainstream only takes 1 or 2 of them. And that 1 or 2 is what we now know today as total hip-hop. The scene that I came out of, this part of hip hop that we have no idea, like slap boxing.
Right on.
Like there used to be whole competitions.
52.
Took it right there. Took it right there. He went right there. There's a whole lot. I mean, the other day I was shopping for roller skates. And I remember about the roller rink and how important the roller rink was to early hip hop, the Ross. I mean, just things like that. We don't even, just because the mainstream rap music industry did not put a spotlight on those particular things, they remain dormant. The only thing we ever really made money on in hip hop was rap. Graffiti writing had a little buzz in the late '80s. There was a little buzz, like when money was being passed. You know, like it's a little something, but it never really got to where we're supposed to be. Really, breaking is doing fine. Breaking seems to never really pop off, but it seems to always have its place in movie, theater, videos, live performances. You know, if you're a real professional b-boy, b-girl troupe, you can eat today. No doubt. If you organized, DJs are eating all over the world. The profession of DJing is booming, going up and up and up. MCing, rap, I should say, is what is faltering because it can't make the money anymore. So people tend to say that it's hip-hop that's faltering. That's a lie. Hip-hop is doing well. One element of it can't make money anymore. Or, not that it can't, but that the medium by which it made its money, come on.
There are certain people who expect to make money